the real important thing was is that you saw the Resources acquisition, the scale, the size, and the large scale company that we became as part of that transaction in the second quarter. You got to see the full impacts of that through the second quarter, which was great.
All right, welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. And joining me now is Rusty Hutson Jr. He is the CEO of Diversified Energy Company. And Rusty, it's great to see you again. How are you?
Doing very well, thanks.
Good to have you along. Company out with your first half 2025 results. And again, showing some pretty solid numbers, Rusty. Are you happy where things are at?
Yeah, no, the first half was great. I think the real important thing was is that you saw the Resources acquisition, the scale, the size, and the large scale company that we became as part of that transaction in the second quarter. You got to see the full impacts of that through the second quarter, which was great.
Yeah, maybe remind everyone a little bit about integration and why that's so significant and some of the revenue you're getting off of it.
Yeah, I mean, look, we first 6 months, we had EBITDA in the 418 million range. A lot of that, being in the second quarter of 280 million. So you can see the impact that Maverick, which again, full quarter had on the second quarter of the year. The integration is going extremely well. We expect to have full integration by the end of September, and we even announced with our earnings today that we were going to increase the level of synergies that we're going to be able to recognize off that deal from 50 million, which is what we estimated when we announced the deal and closed it, up to 60 million now. So we're seeing a lot of benefits in the field and in the G&A structure of being able to reduce costs, and so we increased that up to $60 million.
Rusty, I know that you mentioned in the news release that I was reading a lot about the Carlyle Group and the work that you're doing with them and how this is really, along with Maverick, has really transformed where the company's at, but really sort of the outlook ahead.
Yeah, I mean, with Carlyle, they obviously have a significant capital, and they chose to, partner with us on a strategy moving forward. We think that we're going to be able to acquire a lot of assets together. It gives us, $2 billion worth of capital to deploy, and up to, with our capital associated with the same assets, we can do up to $4 billion worth of deals with essentially non-accretive, not utilizing equity or whatever. And so that is a big uplift for us as we move forward, to have their capital behind us, in a great partnership. We think of the world the same, and we look at assets and evaluate assets the same. So should be a huge opportunity for us moving forward.
You mentioned that cash part of it, and I know that when I was reading the Smarter Asset Management program has brought in some of that free cash, and you imagine that, and I would imagine that would be continuing going forward as well. That's something you really got to look at and try to enhance.
Oh yeah, I mean, in fact, we've more than doubled our opportunities with the Maverick deal. And so we're already, I mean, we even in our announcement this morning on our earnings presentation, we talked about a few of these activities and how they contributed to our cash flows for the quarter. There's numerous opportunities out there, and we're constantly evaluating those. We have payback periods that we're looking to hit with the ones that we're doing now and the capital that we're spending on those. So it's an unlimited amount of opportunities out there to do that now. And again, that just goes with the size and the scale that came along with the Maverick deal.
Okay. And lastly, you mentioned your call with investors, and that was the last thing I wanted to ask you about. Just sort of what was the message that you were sending to investors on that call?
That we're a different company. We've scaled up. We're much larger. We've transformed our company in one quarter, just with the addition of Maverick. We've got multiple opportunities in front of us with Carlyle's backing and partnership as we move forward. We've got lots of opportunities to continue to scale, drive synergies, vertical integration in the business, and increase free cash flow, and evaluate the way that we reward our shareholders through share repurchases and dividends. So it's all good for us from here. We've got a great balance sheet, and we're ready to move forward.
Rusty, thank you so much. Good to catch up with you, and congratulations on the numbers. And I look forward to our next conversation.
Thank you so much.
All right, there's Rusty Hutson Jr. He is the CEO of Diversified Energy Company.